Doctor Who news. Right, back to video times. So Melly Gibson responds to Doctor Who woke criticisms. Just watch it and get over it. The show is so pure and beautiful. Well, thanks for that one, Melly.
Well, I feel like I got told off there. Well,
You did.
really got told there. Yeah.
Oh, right. So the long-standing and rather annoying criticism about the recent run of Doctor Who is that it has gone woke. Whether it be due to its diverse casting or storylines. But for those working on the show, it's no setback to them. In a new interview, The Standard, with The Standard, Mel Gibson has addressed the comments made by viewers, simply stating, I just watched the show for what it is. Well, thanks for that, Millie. She told the publication, I remember watching an episode where David Tennant goes back, I think it's with Martha, and they meet Shakespeare. And he's like, oh, yeah, Shakespeare's quite hot. This is literally what Who does. Now, I'm kind of confused. I'm pretty sure when I went back to see Shakespeare, Shakespeare was more interested in Martha, and David Tennant was more interested in Rose at that point.
Yeah.
So I think she's getting mixed up with, the one of the specials where he said that what's his face looked quite hot. Um, what's his did the science did? I can't remember his name there. It's been ages. Help me out.
What specials are you on about? Like, who's
Uh,
the doctor at the time?
well, she's saying David Tennant went back to see Shakespeare with Martha, which was like the Shakespeare Code. But in that episode, I don't remember him ever saying that Shakespeare was hot. But I'm pretty
No,
sure in
like,
Wild Blue Yonder, he said to Donna that if Donna thought that Isaac Newton, yeah, that was it, was hot. And he said, yeah, he was. That was only like in the
right.
specials. That wasn't back in the day, like.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, she might have got mixed up there. But I think she's referring to the fact that Shakespeare was flirting with Martha, sort of thing. And Martha kind of, flirted back a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, but like, because I remember Martha going, "Oh, your breath honks" or something, your breath
Hmm.
stinking or something like that as well when he tries to kiss her. So
Yeah, you're a stinky bastard.
yeah,
And his son Hamnet.
yeah,
I think because of the way the world is, they're making jabs at anything that's relating to this. It's not really necessary. The show is so pure and beautiful and is literally about two best friends traveling the universe. So just watch it, get over it somewhat. It didn't cross my mind at all having people like Jinx Monsoon on it as Maestro from Discord. Uh, I'm his biggest fan. I don't think it's a problem at all. Gibson isn't the first star to speak out, and the show's received progress with new companion Vada Sifu. With the video times again, obviously, there's been a couple of Doctor Woke references or whatever she said, but I just see, I think we were doing the right thing. We were getting comments like that, blah blah blah. You know the gist. What do you think?
I don't know. It sounds like she's been a bit biased because she's worked on the show, and I get where she's coming from. She's trying to defend her work and Shooty's work and everything else. And the thing is, like, when it comes to like, no one's disagreeing that they're good actors. No one's like, well, I've never disagreed with that. Like,
Hmm.
the acting ability and everything else, we've always said is being on point. Obviously, like, there's been things with Shooty's crying all the time, but that's more of the fact that it's just unnecessary every single episode that he needs to cry, sort of thing. And we get why they're trying to incorporate that as well, which, okay, we get that, but then it feels like she's defending the work and that, which is fine. But at the end of the day, if you took a step back and actually see it in the fans' perspective, would you still feel the same? Or do you think she just feels honor bound to defend it to the end because she worked on the show? And obviously, the people that she's worked with are her friends. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe in years to come, like she might, her her views might have changed in a few years' time. Like where she goes, well, actually, yeah, given time, I do see what other people would. I don't know, but that's what it seems like to me. Um, I might, I might be wrong, might be, but I don't think I am, in all honesty. But um, as a fan of seeing what we're seeing, um, we're entitled to our opinions, but she also has to have a look at the fact that, the ratings. The ratings don't lie, you know what I mean? Like if there wasn't like the thing is this is the thing I don't get is, are people that blind that, they're not seeing what we're seeing, or are they just in denial? You know what I mean? I'm not
Mm.
being funny, but if I'm working on a show that's 60 plus years in the making sort of thing, and it survived all these years and everything else, and then you know, and it's okay, it's not always been top notch. There's been eras where it's kind of differed in that, but when it's at this point and it's at its all-time lowest, it's below the two million mark now. Surely they have to be seeing an issue with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I'd be taking a step back, going, right, okay, where have we went wrong here? You know?
Yeah.
Um, and I just feel sorry for like if Shooty and Millie Gibson are like, I'm sure they'd be proud of their work and everything else, and that, and like us, they're entitled to their opinions and everything else because they worked in the show. But I just want them to have a think and have a look at what we're seeing, and just keep in mind the ratings,
Yeah.
in order to kind of go, right, well, we went wrong here. But
Yeah. Obviously Russell's came out to defend it,
as
explaining he had
always.
no time for reactions from online warriors. Someone always brings up a matters of diversity, he said, and there are online warriors accusing us of diversity and wokeness and involving messages and issues. And I have no time for this. I don't have a second to spare because what you might call diversity, I just call an open door. So
But
thanks
the
for
thing,
that,
the thing
Russell.
is, but he's openly said in interviews that he's like like I think was it when he just before was it not before the first season came out? He was saying that he's bringing in a whole new what was it he said again? But basically, he was like introducing things into it that's not been done before or something like that, trying to get new audiences um and everything else. Like so, he's obviously he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's trying to invoke in that. But I don't know. It's just you know I don't know. I'm just struggling to think like how I can word it where it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because like you know he knows for a fact like because not written all the stories, but he's basically the showrunner. He's in control of it, so he knows what he's wanting to achieve. But like they're they're defending it. They're going, "Oh, it's not woke or anything." It is. Like at the end of the day, you can't deny it. And I'm all for like showing issues or things that need to be addressed through television and that. Because as I said, I've said this in other episodes where I enjoy watching something that makes me change my mindset or like makes me think differently to how I was. You know what I mean? That's how we all grow and learn. But I think they've just gone. like full strength into it to the point where everybody's just like, right, what's on the other channel, so to speak. You know what I mean? And it's a shame
Yeah,
because like if they did it, if they made sure that it was all inclusive, because that's the whole that because that like let's get something straight here. Like the whole thing was like they wanted to bring in a whole new audience. They wanted to address certain things, but they want it to be all inclusive. Am I right? Like, am I right
yeah,
in saying that, right? But how is it all inclusive when all the original fans or older fans or you know what I mean? Like fans of the show for years have all just basically fucked off. They've all just went, ah, sack that off, sort of thing. How is
yeah,
that not a clear-cut sign to them that something, well, right, we've gone wrong here, or we've gone too far or whatever?
yeah. There's been a lot of things over the years that fans, well, especially with so obviously casting Jodie as the first female Doctor, kind of rocked the
Yeah.
boat, and then Chibnall doubled down and went with the sort of timeless children sort of story arc, which kind of
See,
retconned a lot of Doctor Who, undermined the first Doctor, William Hartnell.
well, see, that's the sort of things that I had major issues with. I didn't have an issue with the fact that Jodie was cast as the Doctor. I've never had an issue with that. I had an issue with the stories as well. Um, but it's the same here as well. Like some of the stories have been so dire that I'm just like, oh my God, what is going on? You know what I mean? And I get some of the things they're trying to address. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
And
then
everything
obviously
else.
it doesn't help that cast members have came out. You know, obviously she came out with the Go Touch Grass.
Mm,
Jinx Monsoon was obviously saying that all the fans that they lose, they'll be replaced by loads of people coming in for the representation, which obviously has not happened.
yeah.
Um, so we're kind of scraping the barrel with the audience at the minute, and then I'm pretty assuming some of them are in amongst the audience are the people that are reviewing it, um, like us. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's in a kind of a hard place at the minute. And I think I don't know, maybe Russell's already starting to think about that because obviously he made that comment about younger viewers that are watching it would grow up and write their own stories and maybe bring it back later. So he's maybe already started to twig that things are not going the way that he wants them to be. And they were already hoping. I think the original plan was that they'll be filming season 3 now, at the
Mm.
beginning of this year, but that obviously didn't come to fruition, obviously, because they didn't renew the contract with Disney, because Disney's still holding out. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff, and then I think a lot of the
That's
older fans are still buying like the Blu-rays and all that sort of stuff from Classic Who, but for the new stuff, pretty much a lot of people have kind of just checked out.
it's a shame really, because like if you think about it, all the older fans and the fans that have been like on the show for years and everything else should have been the target audience all along because as we've pointed out, the older audience brings in the newer audience because oh I used to watch this show as a kid. Oh, you know what I mean? And then that's how you get them in. But the other thing of it is as well, if like instead of like because it just seems to me and it seems to a lot of fans as well, not just myself and you, but other fans out there that they literally was just looking to stir up trouble, sort of thing, or just you know what I mean, like especially with the comments that RTD has said in the past.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So and then like and I get trying to address certain things as I've pointed out before, and I think it's just a shame that they've gone about it to the point where people have just like feeling like, well, what's the point in watching this show anymore? Because like if they'd done it in a way that hit the audience sort of thing, then they would be achieving what they're ultimately wanting to as well, incorporating great stories as well. There's loads of things out there on Netflix, Amazon, and everything else where they've got things that they want to address, but they write fantastic stories in order to write them, like to address them, shall I say, as well.
Yeah.
And through good writing, and good television, good movies, whatever, that's how we can kind of make that change and make people change their opinions on certain things as well. Um, I just feel that RTD's kind of failed to do that, where like as we pointed out, he's probably so far up his own arsenal that he's just like, I can do whatever I want. You know what I mean? People's going to love me for it. But as we've
Yeah.
just found, as we found out, and hopefully he's come to his senses now, going, ah, shit, I fucked up here. But
Yeah. Anywho, also from the Video Times, we have another article. Doctor Who confirms airing schedule change for final, scrapping early iPlayer release. Fans can experience the climactic chapter together. So this is for the final episode, episode 8, which is on the 31st of May. So Doctor Who's confirmed a simultaneous worldwide premiere of season 15's final, The Reality War, which won't drop early on BBC iPlayer as fans have come to expect for recent episodes. So it will not be on BBC iPlayer or, you know, early on Disney Plus or whatever. With the long running sci fi drama became a co production of BBC and Disney Plus, the new release strategy was implemented in which episodes dropped first on Saturday mornings on iPlayer prior to the television broadcast that evening. The move stirred up some controversy among fans who feared the pivotal moments would be spoiled online before some people could have a chance to tune in, detracting from the community element of the experience, which is actually really annoying because on Saturdays you kind of got to go, right, well, I need to avoid social media until I see it because everyone just keeps posting up stuff constantly and you've
yeah,
got to avoid it.
yes.
Showrunner RTD defended the change when it was first announced, but it seems that some secrets are too tantalizing not to be preserved, with the reality war skipping the early iPlayer release in favour of a global premiere. Although the Pacific airtime is yet to be confirmed, we know that the episode will air simultaneously on BBC One in select UK cinemas and in Disney Plus International, meaning that fans can reach the end of this chapter together. In a statement, Davies teased the Doctor is doomed, Belinda is lost, Ruby is trapped, Unit is powerless, and the unholy trinity, which maybe the unholy trinity is probably RTD, Stephen Moffat, and Chris Chibnall, rules supreme, and the universe is rising. And now we can
Yeah.
all experience that devastating climax together, all at the same time, with a unique worldwide premiere. I can promise shocks, scares, and revelations of the scale. Come and have fun. Yeah, okay, Russell. Yeah, okay, we'll
So
see.
basically, in that he's going out with a bang. I'm assuming that he's just gonna go. He's pressed the fuck it button. That's what he's done. He's just gone fuck it
Yeah,
and wrote a story that's probably so bizarre, or either that, right? So obviously everybody knows what my initial theories are, as well about the whole reality and everything else. Obviously, it seems like it's coming to light with the whole reality war sort of thing. And I really hope this doesn't happen. And I think we've just got a glimpse of it from a couple of episodes ago where the Doctor ends up speaking to the fans of the show, like sort of thing, and saying that he's just a character. I really, really hope that that's not going to happen again and go, oh, see, look, it's all fake and everything else, and then just end it there, sort of thing. I really, honestly, I think everybody just go, oh my God, like, I, I don't know. It's just, I fear he's pushed the fuck it button and just is just going to go with it and then just kind of destroy the whole thing to the point where probably there's no turning back. Because if he can't be the god of the universe, then no one can. Sort of thing. That's what I fear. That's what I fear has happened here. Um,
oh Jesus.
do you
Um,
not think that?
yeah, I think he's a bit butthurt. Especially about all the viewing figures, and then all the response he's been getting, obviously, from some like most of the fan base. Like some fan, most of there's a tiny bit of the fan base that loves it anyway, no matter what, because it's Doctor Who.
Mm.
But there'll be a bigger part of the fan base that is not happy with what's happened, and obviously he's probably butthurt because Disney Plus is not sucking up his ass crack and renewing it last year when he was probably
Mm.
hoping they were going to renew it again so they could keep making more. So something's went wrong, and hopefully in future years we'll get the gist of what's actually happened. You know, like with Classic Who, it came out eventually. You know, in the 80s, what was actually going on. So maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the line, 30 years when we'll get more of context of what actually happened. So, but apparently, the reality war represents one of the Doctor's most terrifying and monumental battles to date. Yeah, so he's trying to set it up and trying to get people geared up for this final, but I'm not really that excited. I'm a bit apprehensive actually. So,
It's not so new theory. Well, kind of new theory.
oh, new
So,
theory. Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
it basically ends with the Doctor coming out the telly, meeting the fans and everything else, and Ryland and Mrs. Flood comes and gives them an award and everything else, going, "Oh, well done, you done brilliantly," and everything else, and but it's now time for you to kind of regenerate as well. And then he'll be like, "No, I can't. I'm stuck like this. You know, I'm going to stick to the real world, um, and just be, a boring Earth doctor." So
Yeah,
that's my new theory.
yeah.
And it gets,
Go to Hollywood and being gay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that could be the end of Doctor Who right there.
So,
Don't know. Well, all the poor people in the cinema are gonna have a fun time, I tell you, because I'm not paying for that shit. Anyway,
no, definitely,
right.
definitely.
So we've got the Bob, um, for episode 4, Lucky Day. So we've got the viewing figures in for the consolidated 7 days. So out of 50, the top 50 shows of the week, between 1 and 50, where do you think Doctor Who lies?
Uh, 32.
32. Right. Think it's fallen that far, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, first 10. We've got at number 1, Race Across the World, with about 5.95 mil. Which is pretty respectable. I think by looking at this constantly, you kind of see the downward trend of most TV because most people are bored with the telly that they've got because it's crap. Number 2, Beyond Paradise. 3, Britain's Got Talent. The next live semi final, with a 4.85, so not bad. Well, it probably rounded up to 4.86 actually. 4, Coronation Street. 5, Coronation Street. 6, Coronation Street. 7, Have I Got News for You? 8, The 1% Club. 9, Emmerdale on Monday, and 10, This City Is Ours on Sunday. So you can see as of the top 10, we're already down to 3.74 mil
Yeah.
in totals. So 11 to 20, we've got Emmerdale Friday, Emmerdale Tuesday, Emmerdale Wednesday, and Emmerdale Thursday. So that's 11, 12, 13, and 14. Number 15, we've got EastEnders Monday. Number 16, we've got Antiques Roadshow with
Fuck you.
3.43. Oh,
Seriously.
we'll round that up again. So it'll be
Mm.
3.44. So yeah, Antiques Roadshow number 16.
That's when you know it's dire when Antiques Roadshow is beating Doctor Who.
Oh, aye. 17 and 18 is EastEnders again. Oh, 19 is EastEnders. And number 28 is BBC News at 6 on Monday.
Where's Country File?
Oh, just you wait. BBC News at 6 is number 21 on Tuesday. Number 22, we've got the Essex Millionaire Murders on Monday night. with just over 3 mil. So let that just think in. 22, the Essex Millionaire Murders on Monday night just got just over 3 million, 3.01.
Right.
Right. So the lowest so far was 3 mil. So 23, we've got BBC News at 6 on Wednesday, and 24 is BBC News at 6 on Thursday. Now, BBC News at 6 on Thursday at number 24 got 2.97 mil. So that's sub 3 mil already. And there's still no Doctor Who yet. So we're already looking at a sub 3 mil consolidated. At number 25, we've got Gogglebox on Friday. At 26, we've got BBC News at 10. And number 27, we've got Malpractice. And number
Ah,
28,
fuck
Mikey
off.
Boy, we've got Country File with 2.87 mil. At number 28, Country File. How do you feel, Mike, that, Antiques Roadshow and Country File now have more views than Doctor Who?
Feeling old and dirty.
Oh, like a fun size Mars bar.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, twat. Uh,
Right. So yeah. Right, number 29, Doctor Who, with a 2.80 mil. 2.8. The lowest consolidated +7 rating of Doctor Who from 2005 onwards in 7 days.
fucking hell, we're aiming towards like. Honestly, I'm gonna seriously give up if we end up. Actually, no, I've already given up. Like Country File and fucking Antiques Roadshow. Fuck me. Jesus.
I'm actually going to do some research, and I'm going to see last year if we can basically continue to beat Antiques Roadshow and Country File last year, because that'll be a good compare and contrast from last year to this year, and see. That might be quite interesting. But yeah, that's the state of things at the minute for episode 4, Lucky Day, which is still not great. Now for overnights, you predicted it was going to stay at 1.5, and I said 1.4. So basically, episode 5 got 1.59 mil. So we're slightly up, but it's the third worst overnight of all time. So, but you know, and then that puts Lucky Day, episode 4, Lucky Day, as the lowest overnights and the lowest +7 of all time. So it's joint.
Ugh,
Not good. So
yeah.
if you go to the thinking on X, he's a sort of a lover of Star Wars and stuff, and Star Trek, Doctor Who. And he posted this. It's the thinking, and he posted the facts, the overnight ratings, shut up, Zoom. Oh, fuck off. I can't even speak anymore. Analysis. Fucking hell. Plus audience here for BBC One until 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, cut off point. So at the top, we've got BBC Weather with 2.43 million overnights with a 30.2% audience share, which was the biggest audience share, obviously, of the night for the BBC
Yeah.
Weather. BBC News, 2.33 mil overnights with a 27.8% overnight viewership, audience share for that night.
Mhm.
The hit list, 1.77 million overnights with a 19.1% audience share. Casualty with 1.74 million overnights with a 16.6% audience share. And Pointless Celebs with a 1.63 million overnights with a 15.4% audience share. And the lowest audience share is 14.8 for Doctor Who with an overnight of 1.59 million. So that just shows you what a couple of things. One is that no one really wants to watch BBC because it's usually a lot of crap telly. And two is that we have a really a small audience share for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And then also, if you go to Philip Morris on X as well, Archives 1963, he said Doctor Who is currently the 45th most watched programme of the year in the Barb plus sevens. With over 6 months to go to the end of the year, it's almost certain to finish well outside the top 50 for the first time since the revival in 2005.
Jesus.
So that's the state of Doctor Who is in at present.
Well, we can retire now, Stephen. No.
Nah, fuck that. We've got more classic
Safe,
the
safe,
rest of new Who to watch.
safe in the knowledge that Doctor Who could be dead.
Well, this new version is dead, yeah. We've still got tons of classic Who to watch. We've still got the rest of the new Who to watch. There's loads of other stuff we can do. Plenty of stuff, to be honest, until it comes back. Disney Plus on May 10th worldwide. Number one, Star Wars Andor. 2, Grey's Anatomy. 3, Good American Family. 4, Modern Family. 5, Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. 6, Bluey. 7, The Simpsons. 8, Malcolm in the Middle. 9, The Stolen Girl. And 10, Desperate Housewives. No Doctor Who. Number 10, top 10 in the United States on May 10th. Star Wars Andor at number 1. 2, Tales of the Underworld, Star Wars. Number 3, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And number 4, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Number 5 is just Star Wars, which I would imagine is actually Episode 4, I would imagine, if it is called Star Wars.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Rogue One. Number 7, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. 8, Thunderbolts, A Special Look. Number 9, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And number 10, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So definitely no Doctor Who. Obviously the same the next day, May 11th, Andor, Tales of the Underworld, Episode 1, Episode 3, Thunderbolts, Special Look, Rogue One, Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Still no Doctor Who. So if you remember last year, it kind of plopped up to like, I think it was like the highest it went was number 7 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
Like a day and then disappeared again. This year it doesn't seem to be doing any of that. In Australia, May 10th, Thunderbolts, a special look is at number 1. Number 2, Shifting Gears. 3, Andor. 4, The Stolen Girl. 5, Tales of the Underworld. 6, Mufasa the Lion King. 7, The Good American Family. Number 8, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Number 9, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And then at number 10, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The same day, basically, the next day is May 11th, was basically the same. Still no Doctor Who. Apart from number 9, which is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Maybe they should have a show called How to Lose Your Viewership in 3 years.
It's called Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's called Doctor What now?
Doctor Who? What? What was that?
The spin-off's called Doctor What?
Should be called RTD. How to Lose an Audience in 3 years. Great man. Obviously, Nielsen ratings are out for the 7th of April to the 13th of April, and they collect all the stuff. White Lotus is at number 1, Grey's Anatomy at number 2, and they count basically minutes that have been watched in the total episodes and stuff. So Bluey episode is at number 3, Family Guy is at number 4, The Rookie is at 5, SpongeBob SquarePants is at 6 on Paramount Plus. NCIS is at number 7. Bob's Burgers for Hulu is at number 8. The Big Bang Theory on Max is at number 9. And Gunsmoke 10 for Paramount and Peacock. So the only thing for Disney Plus there is Bluey. Now, Bluey is a massive show for pretty much worldwide. Uh, that every kid, I'm pretty much sure a lot of kids watch. I watch it as well. Some adults watch it as well. It's pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pretty fun. But yeah, that's the state of it, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. Right at the top. Lucky Day, 1.5. Lowest of all time. And there we go. Lucky Day, right at the bottom there, with 2.8, the lowest consolidated of all time, with a chart position of 29. So not looking good, my friend. So, what do you think?
Not a lot else I can say about it. It's just shit, isn't it? I think I've said everything I need to say. I think at this point everybody knows what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You know, by the looks of things, by the time but I'm just hoping it doesn't go below the million mark now.
I don't know. I don't think it will. I think it's kind of evened out now. I think 1.5 is probably the bottom of the barrel,
Right.
I'd imagine. Um, so we came to that time again. We've got to predict the overnights for episode 6. Now, obviously, they've got a football match, which is the FA Cup final, just before it, which is Manchester City and was it Palace something? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Crystal,
Crystal Palace.
yeah, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that's the one. So that's gonna be on directly before Doctor Who. So
Mm.
we've known before when football's on, it usually just gets left on in the pub. When it finishes and then anything pops on is usually Doctor Who. It usually gives us a bit of a spike, and then after that, straight after Doctor Who, we've got the Eurovision Song Contest. So that's another big event. So what do you think? Do you think it's gonna be higher or lower than 1.59?
If that's the case, then it could probably go up to like maybe 1.6, maybe.
1.6?
Yeah, why not?
Uh, oh, now this is gonna be okay. Let's go 1.7. I was gonna go 1.8, but I thought nah, 1.7 is probably a bit. Yeah, we usually don't hit it anyway. We're usually pretty fucking far out anyway. But let's see.